He's so happy. Chew it out.
Hey y'all, welcome back. My name is Jill. If you're new here, I'm a simple mom of three sharing a little bit about our everyday life. In today's video is mostly going to be some deep cleaning our master bathroom and getting caught up on a little laundry. But before I jump in, I wanted to share a couple sweet clips of my baby girl who just turned 1. It's so bittersweet. It's gone so quickly. This year has just flown by. She is just the happiest little thing. I was feeding her some breakfast and she gets so excited after every single bite. But after soaking up those little moments, it was time to get moving. So our bathroom has definitely gotten away from me and it's a disaster. We do have some company coming in this weekend, so I'm trying to get a few areas of the house cleaned up. Not that anyone should really be going in our bathroom, but you know, just in case. Anyways, it's just way overdue for a good deep clean. So I'm starting by picking up all the laundry that's piled up and getting things cleared out so I can give it a really good scrub. I always like to start with laundry because it's the one chore that feels like it never ends. And two, it's taking up most of the floor in the bathroom, so I need to get it kind of cleared out of the way so I can move on. I'll get one load going before I move to the bathroom cleaning, and then that way I feel like I'm making progress somewhere. Does anyone else feel like the laundry is just part of the background noise of life? I try to stay on top of it, but somehow, it always gets ahead of me. It's one of those little things I do try to do a little bit every day, but it still piles up so fast. Now I'm moving on into the bathroom, and I'm not even going to pretend this is one of those perfectly clean bathrooms because it's definitely not, but today I am getting it taken care of. This is an area that just gets used constantly, especially with kids, and I feel like I can clean it and clean it and clean it, and then the next day it already needs cleaning again. I've really been putting it off lately. We've been super busy, and once it gets out of control, it like overwhelms me. So sometimes just getting started is the best motivation for me, and once I get started, then I can keep on going. I'm so glad I did. It always feels so much better to get it taken care of. I feel so much relief. Okay, before I can really clean the sink, I have to deal with something that seems to happen way too often in this house, the sinks clogging up. I don't know if it's just the pipes in the house or something the previous owners did, but I feel like we're always fighting this problem. So I'm using this little tool here that helps push some of the sludge through and also pull some of it back up. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty gross. I debated even showing this part because it's not exactly the most glamorous part of cleaning. But this is real life, and this is the kind of stuff that has to get done before anything actually can get better. So I'm going to try to get this cleared out the best I can, and then I can actually move on to making this look clean and decent again. I feel like every house has that one thing that just keeps happening over and over, and for us, it's definitely sinks clogging. I do have plans to eventually give this bathroom a little makeover or a refresh. It's actually been in the works for quite a while now. Every time I clean in here and show it in a video, I kind of get frustrated with myself that I haven't done it yet because I already have some of the things sitting in here ready to go. The plan is to just freshen the space up a bit and make it a little more functional especially by adding a little extra shelving for storage. But honestly, it just hasn't been a priority lately. We've had so many other projects going on, and with both my husband and I working full time plus kids and just everyday life, it makes it a little harder to squeeze in projects like this that really aren't a priority. It's really not even a huge budget project. I could probably do most of it myself in just a few hours. I'm just still undecided on a couple things. I'd like to add something above the bathtub, but I haven't quite figured out what I want to put there yet. So that's another reason I've been putting it off, because I don't feel like I have everything planned out. But hopefully sometime in the very near future, I'll be able to carve out a little time and finally get this bathroom refreshed. Alright, I'm stepping away from the bathroom for just a minute to switch over the laundry and throw another load in the washer. I like to keep it moving while I'm cleaning, so by the time I'm done in here, we've hopefully made a good dent in that huge laundry pile. just swept a huge pile of sand, and honestly, I'm not even sure how it got that sandy. My best guess is probably dirty clothes or maybe some muddy clothes that Emmy brought in that dried and left sand everywhere. Sometimes I actually like to start by sweeping before I vacuum. I feel like it helps me get into the little crevices a little bit easier and make sure I'm really getting everything up. Then when I go back over it with the vacuum, it just feels like I'm giving it a really good clean before I mop. Today I'm just doing a simple mop in here for the sake of time, but it still feels really good to have everything all cleaned up again. So I wanted to share with you about this rug for a second. I originally bought this rug for the kitchen because I really loved it. It's super soft and I like the colors. But once I got it in the kitchen, it just wasn't working the way I had hoped. I wanted to have two rugs in the kitchen and I just couldn't find another one that matched well with this one. So I ended up going with something different. After that, I kind of struggled to find a place for this in the house where the rug would work, so I thought I would try it in the bathroom for now. It's not necessarily my favorite spot for it either, but for the time being, this is just where it's going to stay. I really do love the rug itself. I just haven't quite found the perfect place for it yet. But anyway, I finally finished cleaning in the bathroom and showing you some after clips. It definitely feels so much better. So that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. I'm going to finish up folding some laundry and get that taken care of. I'm so glad you chose to spend some time with me today. I hope this gave you a little bit of motivation to get up and tackle something in your own home, even if it's just one small thing. Sometimes just starting is all it takes to feel a little better about the space. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one.